I'm out here at the homestead in the beautiful Sonoran Desert. My name's Kevin, and this is Cora. We're gonna do some digging. Alright, when I ended off last time, I had finished all this stuff on the left-hand side. I got it all cleared and pushed over this way. So now we have a nice pile of stones over here. And the ultimate goal is a path down from the barn down across the wash here. So I'm going to start up there and shaping that area that I need and grading it out. And then I'll just kind of push everything down this way and make sure that I still have a path going across from where the bridge is at, and then a nice path to move the excavator back and forth across here. So that's what we got to do. Yeah, so this all started out as just a plan for a temporary spot to put some stuff on the ground. But the more I work back here, the more I realize that I should kind of do what I need to do when I'm in an area instead of keep going back and forth. So you'll see that the scope of what I'm doing tends to creep a little bit. At this point, I thought it'd be a good idea to look at the site plan and just get an idea of how the current work ties back into the overall objectives. Now, originally, I had just planned a minimal amount of work over here. I got rid of this junk pile, and I wanted to clean this up and level out a spot where I could stack some wood. And then the idea being that I would remove all this decking and stack it over here, and then that would open up an area where I need to do some structural fill. And this would be a good place to put all these chunky rocks that I'm digging up. And the idea was that this would allow me to kind of move back over here to some stuff that I want to work on that is going to create some spoils, and that I'll, instead of having to stack them, I'll be able to bring them back and just start putting them in. So kind of an efficiency thing. So this led me to kind of revisiting the current state of the terrain back here. And here I'm pointing out the well, where the well is, and then where the well power was installed. And then all this gray area was the original construction paths that were in place years ago to access these areas. Now, you notice this crosses the wash here, and, well, that all washed out years and years ago. So we really haven't been able to move vehicles across here for a very long time. And even during the time when this was accessible, it was really only by construction vehicles. Driving a car across here really wasn't feasible. And this grade in particular is very steep. And this area over here is also, it's pretty steep. There's a gate here. This part of the driveway is still somewhat drivable, but it's going to need some work. And keep in mind that all of this, any of the work that I may do back here is going to be off into the future. In particular, this spot here is going to take some focused effort to determine what I'm going to be able to do and how I will get that done. So I'm down in the wash here, and I'm looking up at a little workshop there. You can see the gate that would be across the driveway. And then down here you can kind of see the natural level of the wash is pretty low. If we kind of look up the hill here, that's kind of the area where I've been working. So what I have in mind is kind of a utility driveway that will allow me to get a pickup and a trailer down across the wash and then over to this side for various purposes. I think a loop is going to work out the best because, number one, I won't have to turn around. It's going to be a little bit narrow. And I'm also going to avoid this steeper spot here just because it's unnecessarily steep, and it also encourages drainage, which kind of ruts out the hill there. The actual traffic on it will look something like this. So with all that in mind, I kind of came up with this area that I wanted to work. Gave me room to get to this brush pile, which will be out of the way, and I can get back and forth through all these areas kind of nice. Makes another area that I can maneuver the excavator. At this point, I'm focusing on separating out the rocks and trying to take advantage of what limited soil I actually have here. I've also got the final grade in mind, and so I am trying to work towards that. I figured out a way to mount my little action camera on the excavator, and so I'm trying that out here. I had intended to record this at normal speed, but I goofed. It's nice to be back doing actual excavating with the excavator. And here I'm hitting dirt that has quite a bit more soil in it. And I've actually got quite a bit of material I can pull out of here, so it'll give me a nice big area next to the barn and give me some material to work with as far as this grade that I'm trying to create. Alright, I got the action camera on there again, and we're running real time, so you can critique my technique here. Well, that turned out very nice. I got a nice grade up there where the driveway is going to be. And I got all those rocks kind of sorted out. Got a nice pile of them that I can use once I get the deck moved. And I got Cora moved around to the front where she can get a look at this hill we're going to climb when we do this drainage swale next.